The 1989 Royal Rumble had a runtime of 1 hour and 5 minutes. It premiered on January 15, 1989 inside the Summit in Houston, Texas. 19,000 fans were in attendance with Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary. Howard Finkel was the presiding ring announcer for this evening.
The 1989 Royal Rumble comes to my home city of Houston, Texas. And this one is more of what you expect. We're used to seeing 30 men, the event go an hour, big names, and this one had all of that. This one was the first one on pay-per-view, so of course it had to feel big, it had to feel spectacular. So you saw Macho Man Randy Savage, you saw Andre the Giant, you saw Hulk Hogan, you saw Demolition, you saw Mr. Perfect, Jake the Snake Roberts. I can be here all day naming the star power in this match. It was real cool seeing the big names come to play in this Royal Rumble. And I like this one a little bit more than the first one just because of that. This one I know most because of the elimination of the Warlord. This one is noteworthy for having the fastest, well, until 2011, but the fastest elimination in history. The Warlord came into the ring and got clotheslined by the Hulkster brother, and he was gone in 2 seconds. Other than that, nothing really else to talk about. It was good seeing the Hulkster. It was cool seeing him get 10 eliminations. He dominated everybody. And I also like when he got eliminated, he also got rid of Big Boss Man. He just pulled Big Boss Man over the top rope after he was gone. Yeah, very babyface of you, Hogan. But I also like that they used this Rumble to help advance the storyline between him and Macho Man Randy Savage, who we all know eventually collide at Wrestlemania 5. The thing is, after Hogan got eliminated, it just kind of died. Seriously, it was very blasé from that point on until Ted DiBiase, who bought the number 30 spot, and so you thought, yeah, he's gonna win it. Nope. Unfortunately for him, he ran into Big John Studd, who got rid of him, and he won the Royal Rumble. But again, like the first one, this one is just for bragging rights. There is no title shot. You don't win anything. You just tell the world, hey, I won the Royal Rumble. So for me, it was better than the first one because of the star power, but it was still kinda alright. I'll say it was decent. I enjoyed watching it. Would I go back and watch it again? Probably not. But I didn't hate it. And I think if you saw it, you would like it too. For nostalgia reasons. But that's just my opinion. How's about we get a much more clearer opinion? A much more clearer perspective. Let's go to the vote.
The 1989 Royal Rumble match. 1988's edition on the USA Network was a ratings success for the WWF, so they decided to make the Royal Rumble its own pay-per-view for 1989. The Royal Rumble match itself went from 20 to the traditional 30, and outside of the 40-person Rumble, again, we will get to that when we get to that, it has remained 30 participants ever since. Now, one interesting thing about the 1989 Royal Rumble was the number draw. There was a segment with numbers being drawn by the different wrestlers, and you would get reactions from each one of them. Some would be happy, some would be sad, some would be mad, etc., etc. You would get this from time to time with certain Royal Rumble matches. I wish they would do this more often because it's a nice little way to see, hey, to predict, when's a certain wrestler going to come out. Now, to really hit home that this is every man for themselves, number 1 was Demolition Axe, number 2 was Demolition Smash. The reigning World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions Demolition started the match off, and this was perfect. Once again, hit home. This match is every man for themselves. Although the winner of this match, the winner of 1988 and 89, 90, and really all the way until 1992, aside from bragging rights, the winner didn't really get anything in terms of winning the Royal Rumble match. Mr. Perfect at number 4 set the new Iron Man mark at 27 minutes 58 seconds, a record that you will see be broken a lot in the early Rumble matches, where whoever's the Iron Man will last longer and longer and longer. Speaking of records being broken, Hulk Hogan set the new Eliminations mark at 10, a record that would stand until being tied in 1997 and broken in 2001. Hulk Hogan, again, eliminated 10. Mr. Perfect, Bushwhacker Butch, Coco Beware, Bushwhacker Luke, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, The Warlord, Bad News Brown, Randy Savage, and Big Boss Man. Savage, that elimination was interesting as this continued the story of the Mega Powers, their eventual explosion at WrestleMania 5. The Big Boss Man elimination, Hulk Hogan was already eliminated by the Twin Towers, and Hogan being Hogan back in those days, because, you look at the Hulk Hogan character, biggest babyface in the world, but wasn't booked as such at times. But Hogan's already eliminated, and then he eliminates Boss Man. And you can't forget about the Warlord's elimination, as when Hogan eliminated the Warlord, Warlord's elimination was the fastest in Rumble match history at 2 seconds, a record that would last for 20 years. The final 4 of this Royal Rumble match was Rick Martel, Akeem, Ted DiBiase, and Big John Studd, with Big John Studd eliminating Ted DiBiase of which bought number 30 from Akeem and Slick. Big John Studd won the 1989 Royal Rumble match. Now, 1989, is another that, while not the greatest, it's still one to go back and check out, especially the stories of the Mega Powers, Jake and Andre, DiBiase buying 30, Demolition being 1 and 2. This one is a good nostalgia trip if you're a fan of the 80s, if you're a fan of older Royal Rumbles. This is one to check out. Again, not the greatest, but not the worst either.
The overall grade for the 1989 Royal Rumble is a C+.
Thank you, We Are Pro Wrestling, for your awesome perspective, as always. If you enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in 1990. This is your boy, Deluxe Man, signing off for another Royal Rumble review. Peace.